Look, my wall's not orange anymore. Shout out to hubby for hooking me up. I did paint a little bit. Actually, I did paint a little bit, but then I was like, you know what? This is not my realm of genius. This does not make me happy. I was just trying to, you know, get more into manual labor. And my husband laughed at me. He was like, why do you want to do manual labor? He's like, that's not what you do. I was like, yeah, it is not my ministry at all. But I tried though. I got a whole wall. I'm going to show you this uncompleted wall because I stopped. Hold on, let me turn it so y'all can see. See, I did this wall, but it's not finished, you see. So today we are talking about my top tools that business owners need in 2020, especially new business owners or people who have kind of they had a hobby and they kind of scaling up or doing business faster than what they thought. I think that these are some great tools. Like I spent last night, what I did last night was I wrote a journal entry dated 12/31/2020. And I just reflected on what my 2020 looked like from that point of view. And from there, tonight, I'm going to do a vision board. I don't have my vision board from last year. It's in my room. It's actually in my room. Like, if my bed is here, it's on the wall right here. So when I wake up and roll out of bed, it's like the first thing that I see in the morning or is what I want to accomplish for the year. Actually, that one's for the quarter. But this one I'm going to do is for the year. So I'm excited about 2020. I'm always excited for a new year, new opportunities. 2019, a lot of people talk about 2019 kicked their butt. 2019 was I got a lot of things accomplished, and I put it mostly to having that vision, being clear on what I wanted. So that's my thought. Happy New Year to you all. Listen. Hey Cece, how you doing? Hey, if you guys don't know Cece Harry, y'all guys take a stop, look at her, say hey to her. She is my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful office manager. She's been keeping me on my toes for the last, 3-4 months. I'm not sure, but I really appreciate having her as a part of the team. So top tools, and we're gonna see what Cece, she might agree, she might not, because this is part of what's helping us work together. Cece is virtual. She lives out of Alabama, but we are able to work together as if she was like next door because of some of these tools. My first tool, I think any business owner, I don't care how big you are, you need a way to keep up with your leads and your clients. And they have separate softwares for that, but I feel like getting in the weeds, when you start adding a whole bunch of different software, you kind of get lost if they can't play together. So my software of choice, and I've been through a lot of them. Right now, my software of choice is Nutshell. I think it's fairly new. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but I really like Nutshell. It helps us with our leads. What it was originally created for was a sales management type software, so you can keep up with your leads and stay on top of your leads as they progress into becoming clients. However, you can play with the software and change up the workflows so that once they go from prospects to leads to clients, you can change that workflow. And now what I love about it is that now I can keep up with them in different phases of the work that we're doing. So if I have a trademark client, we have sending them the questionnaire, the trademark clearance search, application, like different parts of the workflow. So at any moment, I can tell how many clients I have in the trademark clearance phase. How many clients do I have in the waiting phase or in the notice of allowance phase? And that makes my heart happy. Like, being able to keep up with that just is awesome. It also allows you to keep up with communications, which I really, really like. It allows you to It connects to your Office 365 it also connects to other email platforms, but it allows you to send out emails from that platform. And when you send them from that platform, it shows up in your regular email sent mail. So you can send your emails from the system using your current provider. And the reason I like that is now everybody on the same page as far as communication. When that client is emailing me, right? They're not just emailing me. I can add it to their file, make it visible for everyone on the team to see, so we all know what's going on with that client. So it's not like, you said what? Attorney Murray said what? what are you guys working on? Like, we don't have that because you have the communications in one place. And I love that. And it allows for Cece and I to communicate regarding this client. We can say, hey, what's going on, or create tasks for one another. I just really like it. And it allows you to set goals. So you can have, if your goal is, and this is more for service-based business, if your goal is to speak to 10 people a week, you can make that as a goal. If at that goal, your goal is to close 5 of them, you can set that as a goal. You can set your income goal. So for a client, and CRM, for those of you that don't know, is Client Relations Management System. I really like Nutshell. So that's number 1, too, that I would say that everyone needs to get, is some type of way to keep up with that information that I just told you. Like, all those things are important. In 2020, we're keeping up with our numbers. We're keeping up with our financial numbers. We're keeping up with data, meaning how many people are visiting our website, how many of those people are converting. We're going to keep up with our data because the money is in the details, is in the data. Why do you think so many people want to buy our data? Like, if data wasn't important, we wouldn't have to worry about, oh, is this company just giving us this for free so they can sell our information? If our information wasn't valuable, if how we interacted on websites and what we bought and spend our money on wasn't important, then they wouldn't be trying to sell it. But they are. They wouldn't try to capture and sell it, but they are. So that information is important. And in 2020, we are all in agreement, right? We are all in agreement that we are going to keep up with our data. We're going to install Google Analytics, and we're going to keep up with those things in our numbers, and we're going to keep up with how many calls we had and where those calls came from. We're going to do that in 2020, right? So drop a I'm in. If you're going to keep up with your data in 2020, type I'm in the comments so we can all be in agreement. So the second tool that I think that we all need to get familiar with in 2020, and I'm surprised that more people aren't familiar with it, is Zapier. Zapier, Zapier. Pronounce it how you will. But I love this tool because you remember earlier when I was saying having all these different tools and them not connecting together. Zapier is a way to connect those things together. Things that you can do is use Zapier to connect and make it work. And maybe I'll come back to that one, but no, I do. It makes everything work. So right now, for instance, if someone fills out a form on our website, it's connected to our email provider, our automatic email provider, not our normal email, but the big one when you send like the bulk emails is connected to that. That form is connected to that. But because of Zapier, when anybody fills out a form, now it goes into Nutshell. And from Nutshell, what Zapier allowed us to do is tell it where to go and what to do. And so instead of having to get the information twice when somebody fills out the information, now it automatically goes into the system. That's one less step for you to do. Automation, listen, we are all about automation and systems, because in order to run an efficient business, in order to spend less time in your business, especially if you're working by yourself, if you're just starting out and you can't afford to hire a team right now, you need to be able to automate as much things as you can, as many things as you can. It just makes life easier. It just makes business easier for you not to have to, okay, somebody filled out a form, it's in this place, now you have to go and physically type it. Like, it might not sound like a lot, but it is a lot. It is a lot, especially if you have multiple people filling out that form. Like, things can get lost. So what happens is, if you don't have automation in, you have it in this one place and you need it in the other place, but then you get busy and then you don't put it in there. And if you don't put it in there, now you're not following up with the people, and nobody has time to do all that, right? Nobody has time for that, to losing leads, which is losing money. So automate. What else is that? It does so many other things. So I have a colleague who uses Zapier he has it set up, but when he collects dates. And so when it's a certain date, he has it set up so that the person gets a card. He has it connected to some greeting card company, and they get a card on certain dates. And I'm looking into that. So that's another thing that we're working on in 2020 is amping up not just our automation, but our client experience and using that through automation. Because that's one of the things that's been holding me back. I'm being honest and being transparent. There's so many things that I want to do when it comes to my clients and taking care of them and reaching them and touching them and saying, letting them know that, hey, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm rooting for you. I want you to win. But because of the time constraints, like I can't call everybody or send everybody emails. But if I had a way to automatically do it, everybody, I mean, it'd just be awesome, because I think about those things all the time. Like I want to do those things. So finding a way to automate it works, and Zapier is a way to do that. So that's number 2. So it's ZAPIER.com, and I'll put these links, I'll add the links into this event so that you guys can have access to them. Some of them might be affiliate links, which means it doesn't cost you anything extra, but if you click on them, I might earn something. I'm just saying might, because I haven't set up any affiliate. These are just things that I like and I use. And so yeah, so number 1 was Nutshell. Number 2, Zapier. It connects your different softwares, makes them play together. If this, then that. And it's not just one. So you might connect it to your email, to your CRM, to something else, like to Ring Central, so a text message can go sent out. Like you can have all these different chains. We have it so that, in Nutshell, when something happens, when they reach a certain workflow, then it automatically creates a folder in OneDrive, which is number 3. So the number 3 tool that I really, really love is Office 365. I know people like Office 365, maybe everybody uses it, maybe you don't. Maybe you just use it for email, maybe you just use it for Word, which is cool, but Office 365 has so much more. So you do have Word and Excel and PowerPoint, those things, that's cool. But I love it for the OneDrive. So OneDrive is the equivalent of Dropbox or Google Drive. And I've used Google Drive in the past, but I was like, well, why have, again, all these different providers when I can just have it in one? So it was included in the cost, the OneDrive was, and so that's what we use. And it allows us same capabilities. It allows me to share folders with people who aren't here with me. So it allows me to share folders virtually. So with our clients, we have all our client information in one folder, and I can say what I want to give access to and what I don't want to give access to, which is really good. Another thing, and so that's what I was saying, with Nutshell, it automatically will create those folders for us. So that's pretty cool. The one thing that I haven't figured out yet right now, I think it goes first name last, and we like it last name first. So we're still playing with it, but I really like OneDrive for that reason. And also because now on all my devices, in the past, and so it's the difference between Office 365 and then just downloading that stuff directly to your computer. So I use Office 365. It's in the cloud, meaning that I can use it on my computer. I can log in through my iPad or my phone and have access to all my information, which is really important for me when I'm on the go. If I get an email from an attorney and they want to know about something and I don't have my computer with me, I can pull up my phone and pull up the document and go right along with them. I love that. It makes my heart happy. The fourth tool, and I know I said 3, but as I was writing this list, I was like, I have other things that I want to share that I really like. So that will be ActiveCampaign. I really enjoy ActiveCampaign. Like in the past, I've used MailChimp and I've used ConvertKit. I switched over sometime last year to ActiveCampaign. And what those are, those bulk emails I was telling you about, that's what ActiveCampaign does, plus so much more. Oh my goodness. Like ActiveCampaign, when you get really into it and start setting it up, it allows you not only to collect emails, it allows you to, let's say you have a Shopify store, right? And you use ActiveCampaign. If someone signs up and gets on, gives you your email to get the 10% or whatever, you can put them into a certain list. You can tag them and put them in certain categories, right? Let's say they went to that homepage and then they went to start looking at certain products, but they don't buy. Now that you have their email, you can literally send them targeted emails based off of the pages that they've been to on your website. Like, you don't even have to do, like, based off the page, you can set it up so if this person goes to this page and does not check out or purchase anything, then they get an email. And it doesn't have to be hey, you forgot to check out email. It can be like, hey, this is what we have today. And now they're like, oh my gosh, are these people in my mind? Yeah, we're in your mind. They're about to be in your pockets. Come on now. Like, I love, like, and it has so many other things that it can do. Like, I'm bringing in someone to help set it up because it has so many capabilities. I'm not even using it to half of its potential. Like, I've signed up for it because of everything that it can do, but I'm honest with you, I'm not using it to even half of its potential, and I'm excited about the potential that it has. So it's more than just, I know what ConvertKit, which is what I used in the past, it has that same capability of putting people in lists and putting people and tagging people. And the purpose of tagging, for those of you who don't know, you want to be able to segment your list, meaning that everybody that's on your list is not interested in the same thing. Maybe, for example, somebody's on my list because they like trademark, they're interested in trademarks, so they're going to be segmented. Maybe they're interested in contracts, and so they'll be segmented here, or copyrights. Or maybe they're interested, maybe they're a client, so that's the segment, because they're going to get some things that other people won't get. Maybe they're a student, maybe they enrolled into the Blueprint or another one of my programs, so we'll tag them there. Maybe they bought a book. Like, we want to be able to segment so we can send different things and things that they're interested in. Let's put it that way. We want to be able to send people, engage with them in a manner that they want to be engaged in. Is the easiest way to say it. And ActiveCampaign really helps you to do that. And again, I use Zapier to automate things with number 5, which is Thinkific. So when someone, for example, someone signs up to my program, yes, I can send an email through Thinkific, but I'd rather send it through ActiveCampaign so I can keep up with the emails, know if the emails have been open, know if the links have been open, stay engaged. So right now, if someone signs up for one of my programs, it tells me, like, I can go in and see when they go in progress through the course, because it'll say they landed on this page and they opened this link. Like, they went to that page. So maybe they took the first course, right? And then it shows me that they went back and they went to the second course and the third one. And I just think that, again, information is so powerful, especially when you want to know if people are getting stuck in a certain point, like what you can do to help them get them past that point where they're not finishing certain programs and things. Like, it's just really helpful to have that data. And ActiveCampaign gives you data. So that's the reason that I really switched from ConvertKit to ActiveCampaign, is because of the data. I feel like it was able to give me so much data, but it gives me access to so much data. And again, what are we doing in 2020? We are keeping up with our data. I see where people said that I'm in. We are keeping up with our data in 2020. One of the things that I'm doing in the Launch Legally Blueprint is I'm bringing in subject matter experts to speak on certain things, and I'm looking for someone that can talk to us about Google Analytics. Like, I went into Google Analytics. Maybe that should be a tool that's on here too. Let's just say number 5, Google Analytics, right? So I've had Google Analytics on my website and just kind of used it to see how many people were going to my website. A few weeks ago, I don't know, I came across a YouTube channel and it was like, oh, I can do this. So I can set up conversions and goals in Google Analytics. So now it tells me not only how many people are coming to my website, but how am I converting those people? So if my goal is to get people into my my freebie, how many people that are coming to my website are actually enrolling to my freebie? And how are they getting there? That's a good numbers to have. And how many people from those freebies are actually being upsold to the next product? That's just information. Like, I can go into my Google Analytics and see how many people have signed up to my freebie, how many people have purchased my course, based on, and compare that to the amount of people who have actually visited my website. Like, I just think that is really great. And I just know, like, the very tip of it, and I'm interested in knowing more. So if you're part of the Blueprint, I'm going to bring somebody in, not just to teach me, but to teach you all as well. And this includes the people who enrolled in the Blueprint when it came out back in November, that amazing price, and the people who are enrolled in it now. So Google Analytics is 5. 6 Thinkific. And I use Thinkific for my courses, but I'm putting it on the list for a different reason. Earlier, I said that I don't care how small you are, you need to have systems in place. You need to keep up with your people, your clients. You also need to have systems. You need to have systems in place for when you are in the future growing your team. So even if you're just a team of one, you need to start recording your processes and documenting them in a way so that when you bring other people in, you have something that you can show them. I use Thinkific as a way to host those training things. And it's really easy. So when you're thinking about it, don't think too hard. Don't think, oh, I need to get screen recording software and I need to do this, I need to do that. No, I mean, you can, but don't let that deter you if you don't have it. For me, it was a hindrance. It's like, oh, I need to go in and log in order to record this so that I can upload it to my training program. But I was reading a book called Clockwork by Mike, some name I can't pronounce. Mike, he wrote Profit First and The Pumpkin Plan and The Toilet Paper Entrepreneur. So him, I heard him speak. I read the book and I heard him speak at TSP in January of this year. And he said, just pull out your cell phone. Just pull out your cell phone and start recording the screen as you're doing it. And I do, actually, I do that. It's not the prettiest, but it gets the job done. Just pull out my cell phone and I just literally just record like I'm holding my cell phone as I'm doing something, because it's just easier to do that than to go in and log in and all that stuff. So I use Thinkific as a way not only to host my courses and my programs and my other products, but also as a way to house the training videos for my team. So those are what I have. And so in 2020, as we're preparing for 2020 in just a few hours, I want you to take a look at the tools that you're using in your business. And we don't talk about this specifically in the business plan workbook, but it's something that it makes you consider in the business plan workbook when we're talking about expenses, because all these things have cost to them, right? You have to consider what tools you're going to use in your business in order to help it for it to run efficiently. And so that's what I want you to do. Take a look at your systems. Think about what it is you want to do and how you want it to be done, and if the tools you're currently using accomplish that. If not, go ahead and switch now. Find something that can do it now. And it's okay if you have to grow into it, because you'd rather grow into it than to grow out of it and then have to take all this information and put it into a new system and relearn a new system. So it's okay for you to have to grow into it. That's what I would tell you as well. It's okay for you to have to grow into it, because I would rather you grow into it than grow out of it. It's a lot easier to grow into something than to grow out of it and then have to scramble and try to find something that works for you and your team. Next time, listen, before I forget, today is the last day to enroll in the Launch Legally Blueprint for $197. And if you have been watching the blueprint, you know that when this price is gone, it's gone. It started out at $99. And now it's $197. In the new year, it will go up. And it's going up simply because of all of the value that's in the blueprint. Like, it's over $4,000 worth of value. And I'm not just making that number up. If you're part of the blueprint, you get discounted consultations for a year. My consultations are $200. My consultations are more than this course. And so you get the consultations for $75. These are just bonuses that I'm talking about. Another bonus is you get 10% off of legal services for a year. 10%, like that also pays for the course. If you sign up today, you'll get entered into, you get the opportunity to win a one-on-one clarity session. That's a 4-hour session, just me and you going over your business, your goals. And we're talking not just legal stuff, but business stuff too. So you're going to get the business coach and the legal consultation if you win. And you only qualify to win is if you purchase by today. What else? And then, so if we're talking about the content of it, the content is going to teach you how to write a business plan, how to make sure you have the right business structure, how to make sure that how to create systems and processes in your business. And we're even going to talk about, with your team, your employee handbook checklist. Trademarks Copyright Masterclass is included in this. How? How do you create a strong brand? How do you make sure you're not infringing on anyone else? And how do you keep people off your stuff once you do have it protected? Teaching you all of that in this course, which is why it's valued at what is valued. And you get a private community. And in that private community, it's not going to be like the Facebook group. It's going to be something separate where, like I told you, I'm bringing in people on a monthly basis, subject matter experts, to talk to us specifically about the different things in business. So things like pricing, things like security, things like Google Analytics, branding, marketing, all those things that we need to succeed in 2020. So if you are interested, I'm going to drop the link to that as well. And I hope to see you in there. Even if I have people signing up who are not, what should I say? They're more advanced in business. So they don't need the business planning and the business structure thing, or even the systems. But they are really excited about having $75 consultations and 10% off legal fees. So I have people that are signing up just for that. And that's okay. I mean, I'm not mad at you. So whatever your reasons are, make sure you sign up for tonight so that you can qualify for a free session with me, and you can take advantage of this offer of less than $200 for the blueprint. All right? Take care.